already. You put yourself in position. Even a blind person, once you notify them, you begin to take position immediately. How can we allow this cloud, a thick cloud, and the rain is coming, and no, we keep silent and we say, God cannot come from heaven and do everything. He has given us that experience, wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Give us responsibilities on what to do. And on certain issues, in conflict resolutions, you break protocols to get what you want. You break protocols to get what you want. Countries do it. Governments do it. Sometimes you see government, they will tell you they will not negotiate with terrorists. At the same time, even United States, they pay ransom and they negotiate. They come out and tell you, we cannot negotiate with terrorists, but they go ahead and they do it. Every country in the world negotiate with them. But they cannot come boldly and tell you that they are negotiating. We can go extra miles, break protocols, and make sure that this rain doesn't fall. That is my stand. And I believe it is possible. Is the government, will that translate to bowing down to the military? It doesn't translate to that, and it can never be. There's never a time the government will bow down or be under the military. It doesn't happen. It is the other way around. The military is under the government. But the government can go extra mile to break protocols and make things right. Are they doing something right? But we can still do more things. Sister Ojugo, go ahead and speak.
Yeah, Brother, you said when the military is captured, they negotiate, right?
Yeah.
But when they negotiate and bring the person back, what happens? Most of the time, if not all the time, the person will face, will face the consequences. They have to investigate. Why were you captured? What did you do? And if you are the wrong, if you need imprisonment, they imprison that soldier. Because there is consequences for every damn action. It doesn't matter who. And then another thing I want to tell you, we were talking about the cloud being so thick. Okay, a house is built, solidly built, which is the government. And then you see that there is a thick cloud that is going to rain. The only person that needs help is a cripple. So you say, okay, we got to help this person, to bring the person inside. But if you, with your two legs, your two eyes, you saw that a normal human being, that there is this cloud, sign that it's going to rain, and you stay outside, what was your thinking? Maybe you need that rain. That's all. That's what a normal human being look at it. Oh, okay, maybe he wants to be under the rain. Because some people do that. They want to be under the rain. And those who doesn't want rain to touch them, what do? They go inside the house, which is the government. It's good though. But let's look at this in two different ways. I know government can do something, but check on it. Because it looks like it's government. When you are hired in a job, I'm just using because it's me.
My sister Ojugo, let me clear certain things so that you direct your speech accordingly and you complete it firmly. You see, just like the example you gave, and when you talked about I gave example of countries going extra mile to even negotiate and get somebody back, and later on you face the punishment. That is how it happens. Yes. Remember, we have a government. We have a constitution. There is no way we will not face the penalty for the offenses we are committing today. But for the sake of recognition and the battle ahead of us,
there are some. Hold on. There are some that don't want to come back. They take refuge in whatever country where they are. Maybe to release information or to do harm to the country where it belongs. Are you going to kill that person where another country has given the person you know, um, what do you call it now? Like the person has run to another or taking refuge in another country. Okay, hold on. When you are hired, because reality of life is what is good. If you're hired in a job to do, and there is a manager, and that manager don't like you don't like the manager, or the manager like you, but in your mind, because you can see somebody and have dislike without anything. It do happen in reality of life. You just dislike this person, and somebody will ask you why. You say, I don't know, I just don't like her. I just don't like him. It happens. It's brain work. If you cannot, and whatever that manager will do or does, it can never replace it to you. Never. And what do? You resign and go for another job. These are facts. These are reality. This is what we face every day. I work for government here in the state of Texas. It do happen. You know, I've seen last week, we have 3 people that just resigned. They say, oh, it's micromanaging. I can't stand it. And they put in their resignation. They go away. Okay. Now, like one of my brothers said, Nnamdi Kanu, right from Nnamdi Kanu, he said, whatever you can do, how else are we going to say this to get this Biafra? Do it. When Nnamdi Simon Ekpa rose, they asked him question, what about Simon Ekpa? He said, oh, yeah, Simon Ekpa is not, they asked him, he's not a member. He said, yeah, but he's doing a good job. He even directed all of us. He didn't say, oh, you must be under me. You must take an oath before you can deliver. He did not say that. Do you understand? And the doctor, DPM, said the same thing. We are open, how else? But what is the background of what is going on now? It's not just what we're seeing now. It started from the removal of Asoka. Because I know.
My sister Ojugo, you see, I wanted us to limit this very discussion.
I know, but we don't go to history. We want government to work with these people, but you cannot force the government, these people in their mouth.
Listen, my sister Ojugo. You see, sometimes you people forget that I'm an inside person. Sometimes you forget that I have informations.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That I don't come here to talk the way other people are talking or challenge the way people are challenging. It doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm saying. Doesn't mean that I don't know why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna tell you
that you people should try to understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I'm not speaking as a novice. I'm speaking based on things I have seen, things I know. That is why I'm speaking.
Okay.
But I cannot pronounce word the way you people are pronouncing it. I can't
pronouncing it. Okay. So now, what the thing is, if a military has come up and said, pronounce, because what we're saying is based on what we heard from their mouth. That's our own evidence. What we heard from them and what we have heard before and experienced, because he is the one that brought us Asoka. That's nobody mentioned Asoka, but he mentioned it. That's why we went back.
That is process I'm saying that we should avoid. Once we get into a problem, people begin to bring their blackmail and propaganda. And once you are dealing with the blackmail and propaganda, you cannot find a solution. We keep on creating more problems.
Okay, so
if you look at their brokers, every brokers they make, both everybody them fall back or fall in or men on the ground, it's always filled up with propaganda and blackmails.
Okay,
and
there's a place.
Neither will
we cannot. Yes, there's a place I'm going. Okay, if you give me a chance, I will land to my place.
Go ahead, my sister.
When Simon was there, this propaganda palm was everywhere, and Simon gave an order that time that the media talk to do not say anything
Thank you. You
about
remember
this.
that. Thank you very much. You remember that.
That's what I'm saying.
Gave us the order. Nobody
Yeah,
should speak against anybody that is fighting for Biafra.
if you give me chance, because I just, you gotta, without history, you cannot get the future. You gotta like touch, and then you land very well. Yes, he gave that order. That time I said, okay, let's go back. Oh, so he gave that order. Now, the way the government is working now, I don't know, because there are a lot of people that are not on the, in fact, I think you are the only one now. I don't know that on the media that is still operating under this current government. I don't know if there is any other person. Other ones are on their own. So I don't know what the government is doing about that. I don't know what the media is doing. The person in charge of media is doing about that, because like these individuals that are on their own, you can't tell them not to say this or that, because they're operating as individuals. And if they were under the government will have said, you see this, I don't want this. If we don't talk about this will die a natural death. So it's a big challenge when it comes to the side of the government. Because if you go to these platforms now we're talking about, majority of people are not watching them anymore. But who do we watch? We watch Kai. We watch Progress the Analyst. Me, I watch Kelena TV. And they are the ones that brings whatever Adada Rama is doing, whatever Vam 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 is doing, whatever fallback and forefront are doing, they are the ones that are projecting this on their platform. And these are individuals that are not under the government. And in a civilized world, it don't happen. You have private media. You have private media that bring out, and it's just for you to say, where do I want to watch? So government right now have no control over these individuals now in the media that are bringing out what the fallback and forefront are doing. So that's where we have a problem. But the military that Simon Ekpa formed with this Solomon and the deputy shouldn't have been involved in this at all. So I don't know the part of Solomon, because Solomon is the one that formed these people, brought them together. So what has changed? Because Solomon is still the one in charge of them. If you don't want to work with Dr. Ngozi Odabe, work with your military Secretary of Defense. Or you don't want to work with the Secretary of Defense, then we have a problem. I wanted to take this step by step to get to this place, but you call me up. But this is where,
Please, my sister, sorry for cutting you off. I wanted us to make it brief so that we don't escalate the whole thing. I always try to manage it and save our time.
I know. No.
Go ahead.
I know, but so all this we are just gonna look and see, because anybody expecting the government to do anything, yes, more than that, they have done. Because look at what came out of somebody's mouth, to a lady, not just a lady with principle. And even when she came to space, was it yesterday or 2 days? Because I think it was yesterday. I was there all throughout the space. She didn't even know she was the one that they rendered all those abuses. You won't even know. So I don't think if they turn around today, and say, I'm sorry. Okay, Butuzo did that and then send Gento to come and do apology. Now, you don't do that. You said it. You have to come out to say you're sorry or say whatever you want to say. You don't send anybody. You don't send anybody. We need to be trained. For every manager that comes to a company, comes with his or her own method of management under the policy of that company. It's just real. It's just fact. It's just that a lot of people, I guess that a lot of people that are doing this, maybe they've not worked. Maybe they've not, I don't understand. You see, that's why, some kind of education, I'm telling you, is very, very important. Because there are things I'm seeing, I'm like, from which planet these people coming from? I don't know. I don't know. There is nothing. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You open mouth, you just no control. You say and the thing that in the social media that retains history. Yeah, you see the danger, and both those military and those on the social media, betrayed Simon. How? Simon said, do not contact the military. They themselves contacted individuals, civilians. They themselves contacted civilians. My advice is this. In the Catholic Church, I'm a Catholic. When you go for a confession, you stole something and you go to confession. The priest will give you prayer, your penance, but he say you have to restore that. There must be restoration. Otherwise, if that thing is still connecting you and that family, it's still connecting you and that family. So, what I'm saying this is this. If you have taken anything money from fallback, forefront, it doesn't matter the amount. Even if you have taken one and say, oh, I noticed that it's not really. I noticed this. So you have to do that restoration to disconnect you from that evil money. If you don't, in one way or the other, that money will drag you down. That connection, you still have connection with that. You must do what is called restoration in the spirit world. That's my advice. Thank you, everybody. Shooks, stay strong. So I know it's not easy. I know what you're facing. It's not easy. You are the only man standing right now. Anybody waiting for Ugo 247, stop waiting for him. He has already come out. He said Monday. But I think that Rama is claiming now that she's the one that pushed her out within 24 hours. You see, a great man has fallen. You know. She's already claiming that she said something, and then within 24 hours, we go 247 came out and say he resigned. And they are pushing him so bad now to come out and say why he resigned. If he's intelligent, silent, and let it die down.
Okay, thank you. No problem. Thank you so much, my sister. When it comes to that, I believe it's not going to escalate more than it has already escalated. 247 will not be that. It will not be that. It cannot be manipulated by such kind of things. By God's grace, it's not going to happen. So thank you so much, my beloved sister, for your contribution. And we have hit it almost 4 hours, and we got to be taking our closing remark to round up the program. What we are saying in here is, I'm expressing my concern as a person, as an individual. I believe that we can do better. I strongly believe. I would prefer us working together in unity and getting what we want. And I will like it if we can go extra miles to make sure that we stop this thing that is coming. Whatever it takes. I'm not saying that the government is not working. They are doing their part, but they can do more. Can they do more? Definitely yes. They can do more. In conflict resolution, you can break boundaries. You can break protocols to get what you want. At the end of the day, we have the law to face. Our constitution is there to be a reminder, to be a decider of the fate of everyone. But for the sake of the time we are in, the whole world is watching us. The whole world is watching. All eyes in on us. They are watching. You think they are not watching? They are watching. They are observing us. And the politician, you know the election is coming. You know election is coming. And this is a time we have a very serious role to play. You know they are going to unleash both money, finance, everything on us. Some of us don't know how dangerous this time is. When Master Simon ever said that the struggle have gotten to the highest level that he has never ever reached before. It wasn't a joke. Sometimes when they make this statement, either Master Simon or Master Nandekano, just wait for some time. You begin to see that very word they said come to life. At this level, everybody must sit up. We have to increase our efforts, change of our dimension in conflict resolution. Let us break protocols to get things done and to make sure we fight united and destroy those enemies that are before us. My brother Greg, as we are rounding up, just use about 1 minute or so to 1 or 2 minutes and give us your submission and your conclusion for the day. My brother Greg, are you there?
Yes, Mazi. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, my brother.
Yes, my conclusion is this. As we all pray for peace, every real faithful Biafran want to see a united Biafra. And as we approach and preach for the freedom, we preach for peace. I always remember what Clinton said. Clinton said there was a problem in America or something. That was when there was a shooting or problem between black and white or in America or whatever. And he came out and he said, we cannot love each other at the same time, but we can work with each other at the same time. What am I trying to say? I believe in giving peace a chance. I never said let there be no peace. I'm not devil. It's only devil that hate anything that called peace. I'm not witchcraft. I believe in peace. I believe in the unity of United States of Biafra. I believe in oneness. I believe in love. I believe in truth. And all these are what we will pray that will breed Biafra with. At the same time, there can never be a 12 without Judas. So, what am I trying to say is our government, we stand with our government. Our government is unmovable. That one is no-go area. Anyone that have peace and want to peace with Biafra government, let Biafra government give that person peace. Going extra mile is not building any foundation with lie that will hurt Biafra in future. I will not support that. But any Biafran as a military, even though they cause or lie against the Odongoza or do any evil, and the government still have opportunity to reconcile, to make things work, fine. I support it. But the only what I'm afraid of is when somebody will bring a condition that is evil for him to accept peace. I will not accept or support the government to go for anything that is not of truth, anything that will not bring a right foundation for Biafra. But if they know anyhow they can do it, bring Biafrans with peace, with truth and love and unity to move forward and get Biafra, I don't have problem with that. Every of them, but those ones that cost you, those ones that cost us, those ones that threaten us, they are Biafran, they are the same blood of Biafra. So it left them, the army as well, because they are our problem now, not the government. The government have opened their heart from the one to work with anybody. But there is no way you can work for a government without giving the government accountability. You cannot say, I will work with you, but don't ask me how I manage what you gave to me. Only just give me something, don't ask questions. I have never seen anywhere they do that kind of thing. But if government say it's okay for them, I'm not there in the cabinet, I'm not praying to be there tomorrow. My duty is to support Biafra government. What I want is Biafra. You know that if Biafra come, all of us get home, we still have opportunity to marry each other. We are the same thing. We still have opportunity to do a lot of things together. And we still have opportunity to disagree. We must not always agree, but let every disagreement never lead to blackmail and threat. There's no point in time that those things at the level we did, that somebody can be threatening his brother, calling his brother evil names and with propaganda and blackmailing. Then how can you trust your brother when you blackmail that person? And anything you're doing, that is only one thing I still like Dr. Ngozi Oraveze for. She never moved to the extent of blocking, knowing that there is chance for any time of reconciliation. Even though whether she disagree with you, she never come and cause, she never come and blackmail, she never come and cause person, his father, his mother, his children. These are the things that to stop opportunity of reconciliation. So my family, I will encourage them, please don't go to the things that will stop a reconciliation. When you are fighting with anybody, don't go to the extent there will be no chance for reconciliation. Let there be peace. I pray there will be peace, and I pray we must get Biafra. Whether rain is falling or wind is blowing, Biafra will come. Thank you, and I raise my phone. Thank you, my brothers, and God bless you much too.
Thank you so much, my brother Greg. I appreciate you. Our beloved brother Oluchimwa God, give us your closing remark. You've been here from beginning.
Okay. My Richards, I thank you so much for your resilience. I thank everybody who has spoken. Like we always say, what we're talking about peace. But I want to conclude because I believe you're an Igbo man, a top man who knows proverb. But I'm going to put this proverb very simply in English so that those watching will listen. Because there was a king. This king is a very, very rich. Very, very rich king. The man is very rich. He has subjects. The man himself has sons and daughters, but he has subjects. King, when you say king have money, this man have money. But apart from his own children, he has a particular subject, which is a servant that this man, he dread this guy so much, he loved the guy so much that he do not call him subject. He call him my son. And the children is watching this man call a subject a son. They never complain. But this time the man is going out. He go out with the subject. And the children, they don't really care, like, God, they know it's their father. But one day, the man called the subject, said, my son. He said, sir. He said, we are going for a very big occasion. This occasion that will be president, that will be all manner of people. The subject, no problem, sir. I'm lawyers. The man said, okay. Also, on that day, they begin to move. They went into comfort. But before they go, one day, before the time the subject called the king. He said, master, I said, yes, my son. He said, I want to say something to you. And the king said, oh, my son, you are free. Talk to me. What do you want to talk? He said, please, master, I want you to do something for me. The king said, oh, my son, anything you want, I will do for you. He said, I want to make a request. He said, oh, come on, my son, put up your request. He said, Master, he said, yes, my son. He said, if we get to that place, when the time to begin to celebrate and eat, please, never call me a servant. Hey, the man said, oh my goodness, you are my son. I can never do that. I can never make people that understand you're a servant. The boy was so happy. And when the boy want to leave the king's house, maybe inside the room where he make this call, but the king said, oh my son, come back. I want to also make a request from you. He said, okay, my king, what do you want for? He said, please, when this occasion starts, do not call yourself a subject. The subject said, no, sir, no, I can't do that. I will be with you where you sit, I will sit. Then they went to the occasion. As they arrived the occasion, dignitaries everywhere. So there are where kings are seated, but the if king is seated, there are available seats. So the man, the king is saying, went and sat down. Other people sat down. But beside the king of that guy, the king sat, but there's a seat for him to sit. So he went and sat at the back of the king. He went and stood at the back of the king. And the king don't look at his shoulder. He saw him standing, so he thought maybe he will sit there. Now they begin to bring food. Food is full everywhere. He look at the subject, and he's still standing at the back of the king. He's not eating food, and they have started eating. He just whispered to the boy to come close. The boy bring his ear close. The king told him, my son, you see that you have called yourself a slave. I think you understand what I said, Maz.
Yeah.
So what that means is, he was the one who told my master, please don't call me a slave, we'll go. And the man maintained it. He never called him a slave, but he said, don't call yourself a slave. When the occasion started, the guy himself taking hand and told the whole people there that he is a servant to the king. So when they got home, he went and got angry. The king called him, my son, come. You came to me, said, my king, don't do this, and I didn't do it. But you went there and you did not play your own bargain. So that's what I'm going to use to conclude. For the men, like you rightly said, they should find a way in their hearts to recognize the USB. This is the bone of contention. USB, you have to recognize yourself now. When you pay allegiance to USB, then you now begin to talk. Well, even when they didn't pay allegiance, they were talking. You say you're an insider. You know all these things, but we want them to do more. Let the negotiation go on. Let them go and see how they can bring them together. Let us not go into what you assume that is coming. So thank you so much, Mazi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. God, I appreciate you for that very adage you used lastly. It's a lesson to everybody.
Yes.
People are listening, even the men on the ground, they are listening to us. Members of the cabinet are watching, they are observing us. So what we are doing here is express our opinion. In this platform, people are allowed to express their opinion. If you have a superior argument, you can bring it forward. We'll look towards it. Nobody is a master of knowledge. That is why we open it up. You say your mind, we say ours, people will watch us, we deliberate on it. At the end of the day, after we talk, every one of us will go and sleep over it. And at the end of the day, you might begin to get answers that you never believed that existed. When you sit on your own, you begin to get answers. That's why you're here. When I start my program, I always say, even those who are not on the same page with us, those who doesn't believe in the necessary state of Biafra, or you don't believe in Biafra itself, or you are in any camp and you feel you have a superior argument and you have boldness to come, join us and let's iron it out. We are not going to insult you. That is one area that I want people to deviate from. By the time you come, you are insulting somebody's mother. You are insulting a woman on her own, no matter what happened, apart from the issue of Biafra or whatever. For no reason, you don't have any right to come and begin to pour insult on somebody for no just cause. Just because you're angry. Just because you're angry, you are pouring insult. And the next minute, you are coming to apologize. It doesn't add up well. we should cease from that insult, whoever you are. Stop insulting people. That you disagree with somebody that agree with. You can disagree and agree in a civil manner. You make your statement and you walk away. Likewise, those of us who have now taken it upon themselves to follow the same line to abuse the men on the ground, don't abuse them. They are our brothers. The last time the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi, spoke about them, she talked how she respects them and she acknowledged the work they have done in the past. So we don't have to degenerate to that level of insult or abusing people, or you begin to behave like them because they are behaving in such a manner. They have gone wrong in several ways, and we cannot say we will take the same role, take the same path they are taking. We will not. Why I am speaking about our men on the ground is because I am concerned because of our life, because of the shedding of blood. If it is for those of them who decide to give themselves title as media warriors who are entertaining themselves on media, I don't talk about them. I don't have their time. I don't even watch their video. I don't want to know what they said or what they did not say. It doesn't concern me. My own focus is to speak about Biafra, how to get our recognition, how to make sure we restore Biafra on the ground. That is where my concern is. Let us not take this part of blackmail. We should remove this blackmail. You blackmail people to win a battle, but you lose a war. You blackmail people. At the end of the day, you succeed in getting people by your side to understand what you're saying. Oh, you're making sense and clap for you. But at the end of the day, you are losing the war, which is what matters. Please, my fellow Biafrans, whether you are men on the ground, on the sea, any place you are serving Biafra, calm down. Calm down. Hold yourself. We can do this. We can achieve Biafra. Biafra is not even it is. Biafra has been handed over to us. But today it is we ourselves that is saying we don't want it. We don't want it. On the 29th of November 2024, I think that is the video I used to play national anthem every day before I start my program. I decided to go back and pick that video. Every time I'm starting my program, I use that national anthem. You see Biafrans from different directions when we are together. You see every one of them singing national anthem in that very video I played. When I finish this program now, I am going to play that national anthem. So take your eye, watch the people you see there. Watch the people you see in that national anthem I will play. After this program, I'm going to use that national anthem to end it. So you would use your eye and see people you will see on that national anthem. Then imagine what we would have achieved by now. You have broken to pieces our income. You broke to pieces our forces. You create disintegration. It is blackmail, propaganda everywhere. And we forgot the assignment that we are given. The template, every time we talk about them, what is the template? Pursue the recognition of Biafra and full restoration on the ground. How many of us are doing it? My beloved sister Ojugo, give us a closing remark as we close the curtain.
Okay, thank you so much. What is the template? Pursuing the Biafra recognition, and that's
exactly Biafra recognition and the full restoration of Biafra and the homeland.
That's what each and every one of us wants. Like I'm joining my voice with that of a DPM to say, if you don't want what you want to do, but do not hurt any Biafran. Our enemies, even a child in Biafra land now, if you call a child in Biafra land and say, who is your enemy? That child is able to tell you 1 or 2% that are enemies. So we know our enemies. Can we all go after our enemies and not ourselves? Because there are people, no matter what, have decided they will not work with this government, and you can never. And anybody mentioning those that Simon has suspended or taken away from the cabinet or from the struggle, please, let's leave it at that until he comes out. Let's work together. Let me tell you.
Your voice is breaking up. Sister Ojugo, we can't hear you anymore. I think your voice is gone.
Action should stop. But how government is going to do that is what I don't know, because the medias we have now, they all are on their own, doing their own thing, in their own way. Our media right now, I only know you now. Because in the media, this social media, that a question was asked to somebody that the Biafran respected, and say, who is following the template? Ogenkere, for crying out loud, look at Ogenkere, a guy that cannot oh my goodness me. And the government, the person say, none of them are following the template. On the social media, that broke my heart. That comparison is not. And we need to protect it. Individuals cannot. Government know what they want to do, however they want to do it. If these people we're talking about want to unite with government, suspension and come back. When a suspension is given, it's an opportunity to have talks with this person. It doesn't matter who, they will have talk something, and then you come back. That is suspension. Why? What is it that our people are not understanding? Is what I don't know. Even at work, you go on suspension. They will interview you later when the suspension is coming to an end, or within that time. They'll call you. They will ask you questions. On suspension, there is room for you to come back when you have discussed with the government and agreed to abide with the government. Government cannot compromise in order to make an individual happy. Okay, a brother was saying something, and I had my question. Okay, let's say we say, okay, but also, what will make you happy? We are willing to do that. And he says, bring Azoka back. Bro Chooks, are we going to do that? Knowing that the prime minister has suspended. No, I'm asking. Now you're laughing. You see?
Nobody's going to make such idiotic demand. Nobody's going to make such idiotic
demand.
No.
It's possible, because you heard the voice. It's possible. It's possible, because that is the anger of him. Because remember, Azuka was one of the authorities at the beginning of this struggle. And when they were forming this military, a lot of people, a lot of them come from that Okigwe area, where Azuka and the husband
my
came
sister
from.
Ojuku, I have tried to stop you on this
direction.
Okay.
Let me not go there. I'm not, but it's my question.
So don't drag me to that side.
I'm not gonna go that side again. Okay, I'm not dragging you there. But I just asked that question. Do you think that government will go towards that? No. And if government say no to that demand, what happened? The person will say no. So what do you think that government should do at that point? That's what I mean. It's like when in the Bible they ask for, they say, demand anything, I will give it to you. There are things that you don't put out. And what did they demand? The head of John the Baptist in the public. And was the king able to say no? Nope. What happened? They called the head of the John the Baptist and gave to the lady in order to fulfill that. So you have to weigh all these things. You have to weigh them. What is the demand? Or if they demand, okay, don't want to work with the second, are we going to do that in order to produce an individual? No. So it's still the government. It doesn't matter who. We have taken it, we the citizen. We must protect this government. There's no two ways about it. So please, government, they're open. They are open. We want all our military together. We want to be proud of Butuzo. We want to be proud of Gento. These are men that we know their names. Me, I don't know any other military personnel. It's these two people I know their name. But what is their problem? Let them, and when they call them for meeting, attend the meeting. That meeting helps for negotiations. If you're not there for the meeting and maybe give send begging, that will not work. You're insulting the government. You're insulting whoever that gave that call. So both the government and them need to be open and open a ground for negotiations. We need to be back together. That's our prayer. And we